R&R TV is a new media company. We've spent the last 12 months out and about in Wales putting together a few short programmes. In this issue, we look at the Welsh independence question. Last year saw two large Yes Cymru pro-independence marches, both in North Wales and South Wales, well attended by members, supporters, and as you can see here, senior members of Plaid Cymru. In addition to attending the marches, we asked Peter Fox, MS, Shadow Minister of Finance and the Conservative member for Monmouthshire, his views on independence.
Well, I'm a unionist. I absolutely believe in the strength of the union, that we're stronger together. We shouldn't separate. I can understand why people have their views and they feel that things like the culture and the language might be under threat if we stay as this union. And there's constantly this fear that for some reason UK government are trying to undermine devolution in Wales. But that's not the case. We're stronger together. It's Great Britain and the United Kingdom.
Well, I'd rather
Members
just
of the
stay as
also
the
had
part of
mixed
the
views,
UK
as you
personally.
expect. But
I
it
can
was
understand
noticeable
some,
that
especially
younger people
Welsh-speaking
we asked
people
were far
want
more
to become
inclined
independent,
to
especially
back
now that
independence.
Scotland are pushing for their independence even more.
So what are your thoughts? Why would you like to stay as part of the UK?
I think Wales as a country will be stronger as a whole rather than a part.
Personally, I think it's probably well needed. Myself, I am actually from England, but I think we have very different views to the rest of the nation. It would probably be of benefit to the Welsh communities.
Well, I think
On the other
country
side
should have
of
the
the
right to be
political
independent
spectrum,
if they so wish
we asked
that.
Plaid
In the Welsh
Cymru County
context, it's something
Councillor
we as
Elwyn
Plaid
Vaughan
obviously
how he saw
call it
independence working.
self-government or dominion status, even going back long enough, whatever status you want to call it, that has always been our goal and agenda, of course, for self-determination. And I think that's a fairly basic, fundamental right, be it in Wales, in the UK, other parts of Europe, Catalonia, or wherever.
Okay, that's great, thank you. So, how would you think an independent Wales would be? What would it look like to you?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of work to be done on things like the economic situation, the sustainability, but what we underestimate all the time is the assets we already have. In Llanidloes, we've got Clywedig Dam just up the road there. Water is one contentious issue, obviously, and the value of that, what Wales gets or not doesn't get at the moment, is one big issue. We've got the tourism sector, of course, but even only this week we've heard about the Crown Lands having £43 billion, 43 billion, colossal amount of rent for energy projects off the Welsh coast. All those factors need to be built in, and I have no doubt, therefore, on that basis, it could well be sustainable like other similar-sized countries throughout the world.
So what would you envisage when it comes to things like the border, the military, money, currency?
Currency-wise, I haven't got strong views on that, to be honest, personally. In terms of military, we contribute at the moment to, above our ratio to the UK military situation. We more than likely would adopt the Irish model, where we have a military, but it's like more of a peacekeeping force, and contribute to the United Nations and help other countries throughout the world in crisis, etc. And be part of a family of nations, basically. Other countries throughout the world can do it. Why can't Wales? I think the fact of the matter, it's a process over time. These things don't happen overnight. I also happen to think empires always die in the end, and whatever we think about the British Isles, it is the remnants of a huge empire, and over the last century it has bit by bit been chipped away, and I think it's only a matter of time. Boundaries change, borders change, that will happen within these isles. I envisage the north and south of Ireland merging, as should be common sense. I envisage over a matter of time Scotland will go independent. So that raises huge questions then for future relationship of Wales to England. So whatever happens is short-term fix Conservatives have in Westminster, that is only short-term fix. And the reality is, I think over time people are increasingly questioning the status quo.
That seems to be the case from the people that we've spoken to so far.
Yeah, I had that experience yesterday where I won't name him, prominent Welsh person who has said publicly before he would be against the Senedd, for instance, or the Welsh Assembly when it was then. But yesterday he told me on the street, he's pro-independence now. So that is a reflection of how attitudes change.
So we ask, is Wales on the brink of independence? Maybe, but perhaps not right now. From our observations though, it's an opinion, an option that appears to be gaining more and more support from people in Wales. During the filming of this programme, we did approach both the Welsh Labour and Welsh Liberal Democrats for a quote, but neither declined to participate.